Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our 101st online Kashmir Cultural Heritage Awareness Series. Today's program is going to be a visual tour of Kashmir through a photographer's lens. Sri Swaminathan presenting his high definition photos after his recent visit. We will begin our program with a prayer by students of Sampradaya, Tirupati. Srimati Swarna Shyam, volunteer Sri Shankara Mutt, has been looking after the children of Sampradaya, and she for over 7 years, and she will introduce the students now.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Offering our humble and heartfelt salutations at the lotus feet of our Jagat Guru, Sri Shankara Vijayana Saraswati Swami. Sampradaya, an initiative of His Holiness, aims at training the girls to be empowered in the affairs of the family, along with contributions to the socio-cultural activities. The traditional Indian woman is the best example of seva. She sacrifices herself to serve the greater family, where she is a member of. Women of this great country have the necessary aptitude, attitude, ability, and expertise to impart these qualities to their families, to the society, and to the country at large. These qualities have to be inculcated into the next generation, especially the young girls. These qualities are achieved by blending the mainstream of education along with skill development in Aharam, Acharam, and Alankaram related to various festivals in our culture. Education is just not preparation for the life. Education itself is the life. Now we have students of Sampradaya Pathshala presenting the prayer song.
My name is Leah Vaishnavi. I am pursuing my BCom third year. My name is Krishna Kameshwari. I am pursuing BA Sanskrit Purana Itihasam.
My name is Nakshatra. I am pursuing 12th class. Tadim dim tatananam Tadim dim tatananam Tom tadara takitadim Tarikita takana Tarikita takatakum tarikita Tadim dim tatananam Tom tadara takitadim Tarikita takana Tarikita takatakum tarikita Tadim dim tatananam Nadradhim, Nadradhim, Tadiya Naradim, Nadradhim, Nadradhim, Tadiya Naradim, Tadaratani, Tondratani, Giranadradaradim, Tadaratani, Tondratani, Giranadradaradim, Tajanutakadim, Takajanutakadim, Takudarikitaka, Tajanutakadim, Takajanutakadim, Takudarikitaka, Talangutum, Takaditalangutum, Takudarikitaka, Talangutum, Takaditalangutum, Takudarikitaka, Dim, Tatanam, Tum Tadara Takitadim, Tarikitaka, Tarikitaka, Takudarikitaka, Dim, Tatanam. Sudati Kutadira Chinnadira Sudati Keli Kadipalu Sutira Sudati Kutadira Chinnadira Sudati Keli Kadipalu Sutira Sarayudaina Venkateshwarani no Saragunaram Manira Samayamu Sarayudaina Venkateshwarani no Saragunaram Manira Samayamu Nadradim, Nadradim, Tadiya Naradim, Nadradim, Nadradim, Tadiya Naradim, Tadaratani, Tondratani, Tiranadaradim, Tajin, Tondratani, Tiranadaradim, Tajinutakadim, Tatakajunutakadim, Tatakunarikid, Tajinutakadim, Tatakajunutakadim, Takunarikid, Takaditalangutum, Takaditalangutum, Takunarikid, Takaditalangutum, Takaditalangutum, Takunarikid, Dim, Tatananam. Tom tadara takitadim, Tarikid, Tadim, Tatananam. Tom tadara tadim, Tatananam. Tom tadara tadim, Tatananam.
Thank you, Sampradaya girls. It was really very nice, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sonaji. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, sir, for giving
Thanks.
us wonderful opportunity for these students, and it's really a great exposure for them. Thank you, sir.
Definitely, we will come back to you again. Thank you. Thank you, viewers. As always, we thank Sri Kanchi Mutt for our ongoing Kashmir initiatives and offer our namaskaram to His Holiness Sri Shankar Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal. Kanchi Mutt has been in the forefront, modestly working with the sole aim of national integration, spiritual enlightenment, and preserving the uniqueness of Kashmir, as Kashmir is our cultural heritage. We now welcome our speaker and presenter today, that is Swaminathan ji. Welcome to you, Swaminathan ji.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll give a brief intro before you take over. Swaminathan ji is a biomedical engineer by profession. He was dealing in life-saving medical devices for the treatment of heart disease during most part of his life, his career. Based in India, he was director cardiac surgery business for the leading and well-known medical devices company Medtronic USA, significantly contributing to the introduction and growth of modern medical technology in India in the field of cardiology and cardiac surgery such as heart pacemaker and beating heart surgery. He is a photographer by passion and has extremely traveled across India and outside for nature, landscape, architecture, people, and wildlife photography. Many of his photographs are accepted in national and international photo salons, received awards, and were published in Indian temple history books and Indian photography magazines. He conducts workshops and training programs in photography for the students and photo enthusiasts. His main mission, as it is always, is photography when he travels. This was not an exclusive photography trip to Kashmir, as he did not go alone, as he did recently to cover lavender fields in France and wildlife in Kenya. I'm sure he will make an exclusive trip to Kashmir again, as he tells me that he fell in love with that place. And Swaminathan ji is an alumnus of Madras Institute of Technology, 22nd batch of electronics. Now over to you, Swaminathan ji. Thank you so much for sparing some time to share your recent Kashmir experience.
Thank you very much, Shankar ji. Thank you very much. I thank Shankar ji. I thank Madhyama Dharma Samajam, MDS. I thank Kanji Mutt for giving me this opportunity to be with you all for the next 1 hour. Just exclusively, particularly to talk about my recent Kashmir trip. So I start sharing my pages. So I go with Kashmir. Kashmir is the nature's beauty. Kashmir still possesses some of the most beautiful spots. Nature at its best, we can say, in many parts of Kashmir Valley. So when I went and saw that, my first thing came to my mind was Jagaraja's heartfelt composition, O Rangasai, in which he will convey the Bhuloga Vaikuntham. What he meant was Srirangam, Ranganatha. But to me, when I went to Kashmir, it was like a Bhuloga Vaikuntham, and that song, Bhuloga Vaikuntham, that part of that O Rangasai came to my mind, especially when if those people of Carnatic music enthusiasts, those who have listened to this composition, this song, the best was rendered by, in my opinion, Sammangudi Srinivas Iyer. And when he does the Neraval, Bhuloga Vaikundam. He literally takes one from Vaikundam to Bhulogam to Bhulogam to Vaikundam. People who can feel oscillating between Vaikundam and Bhulogam. That's exactly what I felt. So I just start with that little bit of that song.
Connect, Alan. Oh, now it's connected. Sorry, I think I lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, I think there was some connectivity issue. Now you're okay. Okay, please.
Okay, that was the introduction. Bhuloga Vaikundam. When I saw Kashmir, it appeared to me as Bhuloga Vaikundam. Certainly, I start with my past connection. This is not the first time I'm going to Kashmir. I was very much associated with Kashmir during my working days, when Shankar mentioned about Medtronic. 1980s to 90s, for 10 years I was very closely associated with Kashmir. That was a time when they came up first time with the most modern, advanced, specialized medical science Institute of Medical Sciences. That's in the name of Sherry Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences. That was at that time it was a very advanced world-class center in all specialities, especially in super specialities like cardiology, cardiac surgery, neurology, neurosurgery, orthopedic, spine, all those things. So I was very closely connected with them in setting up intensive care units for cardiology and cardiac surgery. So we were very closely associated with the institute, with the specialist doctors, with the professors of cardiology and cardiac surgery, and that was a connection I start with in this speech. That was between 1980 and 1990. Then there was a government medical college hospital, which has already been there for many years. So that was also specializing in many fields like cardiology and medicine and neurology, those things. So we were also connected with those. And then we were also connected with district hospitals in government of Jammu and Kashmir. We were given an opportunity to provide certain devices, certain training program to those technicians in many district hospitals around J&K. Those were the days when those were the time when we were able to go to reach out to many areas very peacefully, very effectively, and that was a kind of connection I still relish in my mind. They remain green in my mind. So there are many doctor friends I can name out for some of those. Dr. Alaka Band, great professor of medicine and cardiology. He is a very senior doctor, very well respected. He graduated out of Madras Medical College in Chennai, so he can speak reasonably good Tamil. Enada eppa vanda அப்படிம்பார். So it's a very nice man. I visited his house. And then Dr. Susil Razdan, he was a professor of neurology. I was trying to contact those people now. And some of them have moved out of Kashmir, and some of them have gone on to their children outside of the country. And so that's this kind of connections I had with those people. I want to revive this trip. Kashmir gave me the kind of spark to get in touch with those people whom I had during 1980 and 1990. So at that time, I must have visited Kashmir at least 30 times, at least 4 times a year during 1980 and 90. Mostly all those visits will fall during October to April. It's a good fall time for autumn season, as well as the peak winter time. So that was a time when the hospitals would be peak in their kind of tender business and all those purchase time, installation times, all those things. I also had during this process, I had a good chance to move closely with the local people, and also my classmates during my engineering college during 70s and 74 at Madras Institute of Technology. I had at least, I can remember, 4 of them with me. They are from Srinagar. They are mostly from Pandits, Srinagar, and Rajiv Gai, Fotedar, and Sudhir Dar. Those kind of names I can still remember. Those people, they have either gone out of Srinagar, gone out of the country, or they are not in Srinagar at this point of time. They are either settled outside of India or outside of J&K. Kashmir, coming to Kashmir Valley, as I told you, it's a Buloga Vaikundam. It's such a blessed with the natural beauties everywhere. The valley does not appear the same throughout the year. It offers a different look every 3 months. Every season of 3 months, it changes its looks. In autumn, September, October, November, which is coming up now, the maple trees or chinar trees leaves become colorful and vibrant. They are beautiful. That valley is spread with beautiful trees. There is a government stipulation not to cut any of those chinar trees. They are absolutely worshipped. They are preserved like anything for many years. Many trees are there. People say 200, 300, 400-year old. They are massive. They offer wonderful colors, wonderful vibrancy to the valley during the autumn season. In winter months, it's always painted white with snow coverage all over. In spring, everything gets come up with a new life from the white snow, leafless trees. All the new life come up in trees will come up with beautiful greeneries and colorful flowers, and the rivers will get water from the glaciers. Everything gets a new life at that time. My visit this year in August last month for 8 days, and it was a peak summer time. That was not the best time to go to Kashmir. It was hot and humid. It was my first visit after 1990. But one thing, it was absolutely free of tourists. Hardly you can count the number of people. Hardly anybody. No tourists were there. I think schools were open, colleges were open, offices were all in full swing. So none of them are on off and leave and travel outside. So we were quite free wherever we were moving. So I'll start with that the beautiful valley of Kashmir. This is a picture of somewhere in Pahalgam area, the river Lidar. It gets water from the glacier and then it feeds into the Jhelum river. So it's a beautiful water is absolutely very clear. That's the kind of picture you get. It's in summertime. You don't see any speck of snow in any place of that mountains. So this is a different painting you get. This is during the August to September time. This is a valley. You get greeneries everywhere. These godawalas, I'll talk about them a little after some time. They are everywhere. They are after the tourist, after the people. You have to depend on them on many areas. So sometimes it is harassing, sometimes it is a nuisance to the tourists because many places you can see these pathways leading to the valley top where somewhere it is leading to a nice spot. To go to that place, you have to depend on these horse ride. So they are not very comfortable. So you have to be riding on the horse, sitting on the horse and going up and down on this one. And you have to deal with these guys, the godawalas, and there is some kind of the sort of I don't want to call it as a harassment, but it is a sort of nuisance to the tourists. So they surround you, they ask you a lot of money, and then you have to bargain with them, and then you don't in the bargain hardly the tourists win, and you have no other choice but to go through that one. So that is the kind of troubles somebody have to go through, that tourism. So this is where I struggle to get on top of the Goda. They're not very tall like a racing horse, but still I was always scared. So here I'm happy. You can look at my happiness. The horse is also happy, calm, but it's not always like that. You pull the string sometimes, somewhere, some direction, it does something else. So you are scared whether you are going to fall. There is no back support. So this kind of struggle you go through. But the tourists, they all do this one. I don't like this kind of beautiful valley getting spoiled by plastics. So there's no control over that. It's all over in India. You can't blame only this one. These are the other mode of vehicle, the all-terrain vehicle. They're also like these horse wallas. They are also surround you and then force you to go through them. And that they are the kind of vehicle you have to go through in some other places. Otherwise, you are not able to reach. So I wish we were able to reach those spots without any troubles, easily reachable spots. But unfortunately, we have to go through that one. So this is a season for apple last month, and it's going on. And the valley is Pahalgam area is full of apple orchards and beautiful. You get as much as possible fresh apple juices you can have. They are sweet, and apple shops, even though they are green, they are sweet, very sweet. This is the kind of shops you can find everywhere. They are rice eating people. Local Kashmiris, they eat a lot of rice. I'm surprised. I'm coming from the rice country in Tanjore district in south of India. I was surprised to see this huge, very active paddy cultivation, and because they eat a lot of rice. That's also good. This kind of valleys you find somewhere in Gulmarg or Pelgam. So people are active. You can find hardly any tourist. This will not be same on the tourist time. Be flooded with people everywhere, and also the mountains will have a different look. And this is a kind of on the weekends, the local people, they come in group with a family. They bring in food with them. Sometimes they bring in half cooked food, and they bring gas cylinder. This is a little river going alongside, and they finish their cooking and eat as a family. That's on Saturday, Sunday. They do that. That's a relaxing period for all of them. You can also find when this is summertime, the river is flowing. It's chill. For me, it was quite cool, and these young little fellows are jumping in the water. Very happy time. School holidays, weekends, they are finding a happy time. That's a kind of I like people and the happiness, and then people are young children playing around those things. I don't, wherever I go, whether it is in India or outside the countries and outside in Europe or Asian countries, I always peep into that local market, the local food, the local people, the local transport give the true flavor of that place. So more than the touristy spot, so what they eat, what they sell, what is available. This is one of the shops where they sell the local ingredients. This is one is on the left side is a rice pudding, like our kesari or something. They use a lot of dry coconut on that, just to just to season it or dressing it on top of that. But coconut is not grown there. This is a rice pudding sweet. The right one is the Kashmiri puri. That is an interesting one. It's a huge circular, huge one it is. Look at the way it is. It's a huge one made of maida. Sometimes they say made of atta. And it is fried on the left side, huge big frying pan, and take it out, fried full of oil, and then put it on the plate like thing, the tilted plate, and where they keep it so that the oil drips out. So whatever the oil drips out, so as much as oil as possible can drip out of that, and you cannot avoid everything. So that's a kind of street life here. person wants to buy a local Kashmiri puri, it's a huge one. You buy one or two, and the whole family can feed it. They eat it with their with vegetable or meat, whatever they make at home. They can sometimes they make at home. Sometimes they also buy it out. That's a staple food, and that's how that size of that. Look at the size of that. One, 3-4 people can eat one puri. This is one local Vaishnava dhaba. Those who are starved of when you are missing the Indian food. I don't miss normally because I always try the local food. But sometimes I think Shankar or somebody recommended this one. So we went and had rajma and dal. It's excellent food there. Excellent vegetarian food there. They are roti, naan. They are all absolutely very, very delicious. It is on the main near the Dal Lake area. Now coming into Shankaracharya Temple, this is one of the places we wanted to go. Right, it was in our agenda. It is up in the hill. It's right across the lake where we stayed. We stayed in the first 3 days in a boat house on one side of the lake. This hill top right across us. This was in very first this was in an agenda on the very first day, but we couldn't go on day 1, day 2, day 3. But we don't want to miss it. More than we don't want to miss it, our taxi driver, who was I think Abdullah, his name, he was very keen that we don't miss this temple. So he saw that on the final day before we are going to leave the next day to Gulmarg. So he saw that, he made sure we went to that place, saw that, climbed up and had a darshan of the Shankaracharya temple. That was very kind of him, because otherwise we were half a mind to miss it. So Shankaracharya temple in Srinagar is one of the important Hindu shrines, spots. It's known as Jyotishwara temple. It's dedicated to Lord Shiva. It's on top of the Shankaracharya hill. So originally is the Barbhan range in Srinagar, 1,000 feet above the ground level, overlooking. When you're on top of that, you can see the Srinagar city around that. Nice view of that, including the Dal Lake. The base of the present structure probably dates to 6th or 7th century. That's what the ASI writing, Archaeological Survey of India, says in their writing. Most is the base structure. What we see is not a base structure. It has been renovated multiple times, and what we see is a much recent renovation. So the original base must have been dates to 6th or 7th century AD. It was visited by Adi Shankara, and since then it has got the name Shankaracharya Temple. 250 steps to climb, but they have every 10, 12 steps, they have a platform to rest or sit, and then the climb is not that taxing, but it is a lot of effort to climb 250 steps. This is what on your left, the steps leading to the temple top. And on the right side is a temple. On top of that, that's where the main shrine, Shiva. And this is myself, posing in front. Shankara Jayanti at Srinagar. This is, I must mention about this. Kanchi Mutt started performing the Shankara Jayanti since 2011. So many years, every year without any stoppage, it's been conducted with all enthusiasm, with all fervor. There are nearly 40 pandits from Tamil Nadu perform all 4 Veda Parayanam and Homam. It was also participated by the local pandits from Srinagar, and the Bhagavadas from Tamil Nadu conduct bhajans, Sita Kalyanam and Radha Kalyanam. There are many yatrigas along with that. When it is done, it comes from Tamil Nadu, visit Srinagar. Along with that, they came in a group from Tamil Nadu and actively participate in these events. All these are meticulously coordinated by our senior advocate, Sri Balasubramaniam, his wife, Srimati Shanta, and their daughter, Srimati Geeta from Chennai. I think it's a very creditable performance. year after year they are doing, and they're not only conducting the homums and performance, they're taking about 100 visitors from all the way from Tamil Nadu, provide them all comfort, stay and food, everything. That is a very, very appreciable effort by Sri Balu sir and Shanta Mami and his daughter Geeta. Sri Krishna and Swaminathan coordinate from Kanchimat. They also provide all the supports from Kanchimat, provides all those supports from them. All these initiatives of Kanchimat, definitely, they are very keenly, it's aimed at peace and happiness for the people of Kashmir. We wish them, the people of local people of, people of Kashmir to be happy and peaceful. These are some of the happenings, performances they do homam by the Pandits from Tamil Nadu. These are the Sankalpams and Pujas are conducted. You can see Santa Mami and Balasubramaniam. And it's also a group of people. They are very well supported because security is very important when you are doing something like that in a remote area far away from Tamil Nadu and Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. They are very well provided support by the government of India and the army people. That is one very appreciable, and we must thank them enough for providing support so that they can conduct the programs, pujas peacefully without any hindrance or disturbance. This is a group, part of the group, those who went there, and that is about Shankara Jayanti. And then now coming to the other temples, one of those very ancient, historical important temples of very historical importance. Yeah, the one is Sun Temple, Martan, in a place in Anantnag district, just outside of Anantnag town. There's a Martan temple, Sun Temple, which is it's also a very ancient Hindu shrine. Historically, it's been traditionally worshipped. It dates back to 8th century CE. It is located near the town of Anantnag, just outside of Anantnag town. It's dedicated to Surya. Martan in Sanskrit means Surya, so that is sun god, Hindu sun god or Surya. That is why it is named as Martan Temple, Martan Mandir in Sanskrit, or the Surya Temple in English. It was built by Raja Lalitaditya during the time 766 AD. If you can go back in history, South Indian history, 724, 766 was a peak Pallava period in our area in south of Tamil Nadu. Kanchipuram was a capital. Narasimha II, Rajasimha, he was in a peak power. He was one of the greatest monarch of Pallava temple. He has already built at that time the Shore temple, the Talagariswara temple, and also the Kailasanatha, Grand Kailasanatha temple in Kanchipuram. So that was it. I can relate those time periods. So how India has been very well, even though it's diverse, far away by distance, but they are united by these kind of temple architecture and interest of Hindu, the archaeology, interesting temples at those times. This is the excellent specimen of Kashmiri architecture with a blend of Gandharan, Gupta period, 4th century, and then Chinese form of art. So these are all because they are territorially they are connected with those places. Jammu and Kashmir, geographically they are connected to those areas, Gandhar and then Gupta. Guptas were of course northern Pataliputra. China is also not far away from the places. Unfortunately, the monument, if you see that now it's on ruins, it's quite unfortunate. But Archaeological Survey of India is doing their best in maintaining the area, and hopefully they will start renovating that, bringing back to that some kind of shape one day. We hope that they have been doing everywhere all throughout India. I'm sure they will also do it here. Like this, there are two other temples which came to my mind. One is in Narang, around the same time, 8th century. Another one is Avantipura. There also one is a Shiva temple, another one is a Vishnu Shiva and Vishnu temple. They are also in similar ruins. So we hope the ASI and government of India should take a note of these and then bringing them back to their original shape. These are some of the pictures I took of Martan Temple in Anantnag district in Kashmir. This was how whatever retains, the ruins, of course, most of them are gone. Look at the pillars, grand. It must have been a grand temple. It's a huge one. It's no way it's small. Look at the way it is, number of steps you climb up, and then the arches and arches, long, tall, hefty columns everywhere. So it must have been a grandeur, absolutely. So these are the parts of those temples. Wonderful, it is wonderful. These are some of the sculptures which are we can see some of those in around the temple outer Pragaram. So now I moved to Dal Lake, Srinagar, which I saw currently. I lived there. I mean, I stayed there for 3 days on the Dal Lake. We must, when we go to Srinagar, when you go to Kashmir, you go through Srinagar, and when you go to Srinagar, you cannot miss Dal Lake. Dal Lake is their lifeline to not only to the tourists but the local people. It provides life to everybody. It connects in some way or the other. It provides some lifeline to everybody. So I was, as a photographer, Shankar mentioned, I went with my family, my wife's sister's family as well. So I was not uh, as a as a as a full-time photographer. I was not a full-time photographer, so I was not able to focus on many things what I would normally do. But you cannot take away the photography from me at some point of time or the other. So it comes out at some point of time or the other. So what I do is every morning, early morning, 5:30, I just get up and sit at the edge of the lake and watch out what's going on. So I saw some kind of activity and the life around. That's what I meant, the life around Dal Lake, because the people live on one side of the lake and they have to go to the other side of the lake, um, crossing the water, because the other side of the lake is a city. For whatever it is, for the job, for the school, for colleges, for purchase, for shopping, everything, you have to go to the other side of the lake. Those people are living on the other, one corner of the lake. So the only way they can do it is they have to cross the water, the lake. The only media is a boat. So each one will have a boat in their house, at least one. Like we all have a cycle, bicycle, or a two-wheeler, scooter, moped, or a car. All those people will have those. And then this is what you see early in the morning on a wet sun is about to rise, colorful sky, brilliance coming up. Two young couple, they are not the local people. I'm sure they are tourists. They are waking up, and then this guy is going, and they are on the They are on the lake. On this day, it was placid. Water was very calm. It is a mirror-like reflection. There is no breeze. Everything was still. Sometimes it is like that. It's misty naturally early in the morning. Sun is trying to come out. And it's also, if this is the other day, you can see the water ripples all over. So it was choppy in the sense it was windy. So when it is windy, water is very choppy. And those boat fellows, I used to talk to those guys, or those who row the boat. See, they find it very difficult to row the boat on when it's a windy. And they showed their hands. It's very, sometimes they get wounds, sometimes they get thickened skins and painful, especially when they have to do multiple times in a day, they suffer a lot. But this kind of activity in the morning, as a photographer, the lightings, the activities, the lake, the natural surroundings, which is it's very attractive for me. And the color of the sky and the stillness of the water and the early morning misty, whether it's a mist, the very very mysterious, the very beautiful scenario in the morning. The color of his shirt, yellow color, is also very attractive. So you look at this. It's also very calm. There is no wind. When there is no wind, the water is still acts as a mirror. You can get the reflection. This guy, Faruqi or somebody, his name is. You can always find the tourists who are staying in the boathouse along the rim of the lake on one side. You cannot miss him. He comes out. He's always on the lake in the early morning time. He comes out at 5:30, and Saab will come. He has a coffee, tea, and some other hot chocolate, and all those things, milk, and all those things. He will offer you. And the person living next to my next door, he was recommending this guy. So he will come wherever he is. He will row his boat and comes to you. And he was my good subject. In the morning time, beautiful light, some early morning, sun is not risen, beautiful natural, the soft light, the water is still, the lake water is, surface is still, it's a wonderful colors of the boat, the reflection. They're all photographers, one of the most interesting scenarios. So this another thing, early morning, sun is rising on your left side, eastern side. So you get the beautiful color falling on that already colorful boat, reflection, all those things. The neighbor, my next door neighbor. He owns a house as well as a houseboat. He part of that he rented it out, and he's a guy I used to talk to him, and he recommended this guy for coffee. He comes and makes coffee or tea, offers to me. That's the morning time I spend. I talk to him about it. That's his whole life depends on this tourist and coffee, and this is what it is. These are the views you get from my boathouse. From my boathouse, the view into that Dal Lake. This area far away. Somebody's speaker is on. Far away on the other side is a main road. Other side is a main road. So people have to cross across this one, go to the road. The hilltop. This is a Shankara Hill. That's what Shankara Hill there. These are the scenes you come across, boats everywhere. These boats, they are doing, some of them are business people. They have like this guy, Faruqi, is a tea vendor. This guy may be a vegetable vendor. This guy may have some other things. There are people who can they sell something. There are also people who are going for work. There are also people who are going to school. So you will come across. I'll show you some of the pictures of each activity. This is how on a calm and when the water is very quiet, it's a beautiful scene. The boats are crossing each other. Each one is going minding their own business in the morning time. This is an interesting scene. And similarly, you will find on a calm water with a reflection, quite the boat's movements are this is very peaceful and brings in tranquility. When you sit down there with a cup of coffee, it's the most interesting and peaceful time you'll have. Yeah, to me, it's a perfect composition. Something on the left, something on the right, something in the middle, crossing each other, perfectly balanced. The tree, the hill growing up on the left side, the hill going up on the right side. The reflections are there, converging lines. So the perfect composition for me as a photographer. I like this picture. This is another guy who you cannot miss him. It's a flower vendor which comes up with a very colorful flowers. Sometimes he's forceful. He wants you to buy the flower. I don't know what to do with it. Flower if I buy, my wife was still sleeping, so I don't know whom to give the flowers. So he was forcing me to buy the flowers or the flower seeds so that I can take it to Madras and plant it in my garden. So anyway, he became friend after a couple of hours, and he was very smiling and happy. Another flower, very colorful, beautiful flowers, very very typical of these cold Kashmir Valley, the reverberance of colors. These are people, I'll tell you, these are the people who are going for work. The ladies who are going for work on different field. They are on their own and their boats. This is again a mom or a relative taking this lady for work. They have to cross the lake and go to the other side of the lake. This is on this day, water is choppy. You can find the ripples of water. It's not easy to row. So these are all the boats they own. Like I told you, they own the cycle or bicycle or motorcycle. That's the only way of transport to go across the water. And this is school children. Parents take their school children across the water to the other side of the road where they will get the school bus and go to school. This is again, you can see the water very mirror-like reflection, very calm and quiet. These are the school children going one side, and then this is another commercial fellow going on that. This is a kind of side. You can see the parents taking the children to school, father, mother, and something another young mother taking the children to the school. They are quite moody. They are not very keen to go to the school. Probably it must be around 7 o'clock in the morning. So even though it's summertime, no children would like to go to school at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is the one is crying. Actually, the baby was crying. The young mother was taking him to the school. The daddy was rowing the boat, very calm, water, pleasant, and then the reflections of colorful sight. Photographers delight. You can see the young mother, taking the two children. They are happy to go to school. They're grown up. You can see how these people, they are fearless. I was scared of even sitting at the edge of the Dal Lake in my corner of the houseboat. But these ladies going right across that Dal Lake. It's a huge one. It's not a small lake. And in the middle of the lake they were. And they are absolutely fearless. None of them are fearless. And that's how the young mother is rowing the boat to take the children across with the uniform. This is the kind of life I like. This is what happens every day morning. That's a life, everyday morning life. Part of the life of what I saw in the few hours. Look at this guy. These are school fellows. One must be 9-year-old. I talked to them later in the day, later in the evening. This one is 9 year, another one is 7 or 8-year-old. They are going on their own as if they're driving a cycle or something. That's the kind of life they do. It is on a choppy water. That was a windy and choppy. It's not easy to row it across. They are against the wind. They are moving again when they are going to across from their house to the other side of the road. They are into the wind, moving into the wind, which is not easy. And these are the guys. Look at this. Almost they are quite single student, single one, fearless. So that is about the school children activities on the boat. The evening time, when it is in the evening time, on a clear day, on the evening time, you can find that on the ridges of the mountains, and the beautiful sun is setting. These are the houseboats where many number of people can stay. You can conduct company meetings. You can conduct dinner or lunch meetings, or many group of people can stay there. That's a kind of different thing. So these are the main life line and of that Srinagar Dal Lake area. This is the same boat. And in the evening time, this is a sunset time. I was very keen to do the sunset, and we were waiting for that. Dal Lake, it offers a different color, water, sunset, setting sun, and you have a subject boat. What else you want? As a photographer, you don't need anything else. So this is a kind of setting sun. Sun is coming down. There is a cloud coming through the clouds, which is controlling lights for me. And then the reflections throwing here, and the boat in front, colorful, spread orange, yellowish orange everywhere. This is a beautiful scene at sunset time. Setting sun, distance a boat, and then there's a boat in front, shadow, silhouette, the different scenario. So another one, sun is setting, bird is out, and then there is a boat in front. These are different views. So I'm coming to the end of my speech here. I will talk about one incident before I close. So this is a service station, petrol pump, petrol bunk. I don't know why you must be wondering why should I talk about a petrol bunk in Srinagar? People will talk about apple orchard and Dal Lake and eating place and something and petrol bunk. So we were going from Srinagar town to Gulmarg. Me, myself, my wife, sister, everybody, and an Innova car. And the driver was with us for the 5 days. Throughout, he's going to be there with us for the most of the 8 days. He's a nice driver, and this place is I know the town's name, but it's not coming up. Doesn't matter. It's midway between Srinagar and Gulmarg, exactly midway on the highway. And because he went to the station because he knew them, knew the family, knew the petrol bunk. So he regularly used that one. So when he went and put the petrol, we were all sitting in the car. After a few minutes, there was some sound coming up from behind. There was shouting, there was argument, something going on between the staff and the petrol bunk. The car was not yet it's not closed the petrol pump, the door. I was going and asking what is going on here, and then he said they instead of diesel, that was a diesel car, Innova van, and he put petrol by mistake. One of the staff and follow is a new guy to something by he dumped 25 liters of petrol. Even if it's 1 or 2 liters, I think it's manageable. But 25 liters of petrol on a diesel van, it's gone, dead and gone. So you cannot do anything. So we were all here. We have to catch the gondola, the winch at 11:15. We have just about 45 minutes to reach there in time. But the car is not going to move. What is going to happen? I called my travel agent. She's a lady, a very nice lady, kind lady, Bella Desai. She's originally from Gujarat, settled in Srinagar. She arranged all our trip. I have to tell her only this is what happened. We are stuck in the middle of the road and nothing could be done. So she did something, and then finally the Arfron service station in charge. These guys there are two young fellows who run the family business. He came to us and then, sir, come here. Your wife, your sister, everybody, ma'am, sir, come inside. He put us inside his cabin, offered coffee and tea and biscuits. Sit down, don't worry, we'll take care of. He said nothing will happen, don't worry. Don't forget about this van. He called his home, which is close by. He lives there only. He arranged a similar vehicle, Innova van, from his home for us with a driver and gave it to us. You take this car, don't worry, forget about it. We will take 4 or 5 hours to clean it up and then bring it to you later in the evening. That's a kind of that was surprising. They could have done anything. Sir, I'm sorry, we cannot do anything. You have to sit down. We have to take it to the workshop and get the engine, petrol tank down and clean it up. Anything could have happened. We don't know anybody. But this kind of unbelievable help. It was so good. Very nice of them. Very approach and willingness to help. And I must thank my travel agent, Bella Desai, that lady, as well as these Arfin brothers. They were very kind, and absolutely. And that's kind of, what Shankar may ask me a question later on, I will wait. So I'm ending the session. If you have any questions, you can come up now. Shankar? Hello?
I close the presentations, okay? I close that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, thank you so much. That was a very interesting presentation. And for every photograph, we all go and click, but you have a narration for each one, a small story to tell. I can't imagine what would happen if you are renting that car filled up with petrol in diesel here. We probably would end up staying the whole day there
Yeah.
till it is repaired, and but they replace the car for you. Very friendly
Yeah, very
operators.
friendly people and operators, and then we didn't lose any time.
Very nice. So you see, it took almost 1 hour for us to cover. If you had taken Mother Temple, probably it would take another 1 hour. This tour, how did you end up in Kashmir? I wanted to ask you this. You've been always going to lavender fields in France or Kenya and all over, and oh, you ended up in Kashmir.
Okay.
And it's not the typical tour for you, right? Kashmir. This is not the typical photographic session tour.
It's not a photography tour. It's to be frank with you and the entire group watching. I made this tour only for my wife. Okay, Maithili. But I told you I visited Kashmir 30 times at least during the 80s. None of those times I have taken my wife or my children there. I went alone all the time. And I always tell them that, okay, it's not a place to go, don't worry. And it was, everything was running good at that time. So, but somehow I was not taking them. I was not able to take them. I was on a work or something. And my wife always was grudging. You didn't take me to Kashmir. You're taken to many places, but why not you take me to Kashmir? So that was only reason I took her. I went to Kashmir, but we chose the very time, not a tourist time. So that is, we know for sure it is summertime. The weather is not going to be very kind, and this is not the best time to go for the nature's it's not going to be Vaikundam. So it's only Bhugolam at that time. So Bhulogam at that time. So when that is the main reason to take my wife, and she saw that, and that was the only reason. As you also mentioned, when I go with my family, if with a group of people, photography is not possible. The way I intend to do photography is not possible. So when photography tours are totally different. So that is yeah.
Very good.
But
Thank you.
what I find is Shankar, on this tour I will also big yes, this is a nice place. I would also, if you permit, I can also touch because the unfortunately some of the native peoples were moved out of the place, like Pandits, Kashmiri Pandits. In 1990s, the episode and the exodus took place. Very unfortunate. I still have a lot of those friends, Pandits, friends. They are all in doctors in good position. It is very unfortunate. They were in a very good position, but they were to move, leave everything, and then they are not able to come back. So I know Kanchimat's major thing and your major effort towards bringing them into the valley, along with peace and harmony. I wish it happens. I wish it should happen. Yeah.
No, I
But
was just thinking about it. When you mentioned about all those places, Kashmiri Pandits do visit Kashmir for functions like Shankar Jayanti, or they go for Shir Bhavani Temple,
yes,
Jeshashtami Day.
yes,
People from Kashmiri Pandit from all over the world congregate there. But looking at the places that you are showing, when they watch, it's their own place. We
I
go and
know.
then enjoy all the lake and other things. What would go in their mind that was going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very, very sad. I know it's a very treacherous feeling only, because it's where it is their native part. It is there. I was also talking to some of my close friends after you offered me this talk in the last few days. They are, I don't know. They're not many keen to go there, because maybe because of the fear. They are not sure whether they will be able to restart their life without any fear, or with all safety net, all those things. So that is what we have to ensure. Government should take care of those, if safety net, reassure them safety, and definitely people can live in harmony. I think our government is trying to do that. They have started initiative, and they are going towards that. It may not be easy in the initial way, but it is possible. It is possible. It should be possible. But we must provide all safety, and for the to go back.
No, that's a good feedback for
One that's
whoever
one.
watching.
Yeah, one part. The other part is, now that most of them who have left the native place, they have migrated to other countries, other part of India, and they have settled. They have settled, started living. Their children are born in that place. Their children are grown up. They studied. They started the next generation. Now, whether they will be willing to go back, and why would they go back? That's another question. They have settled very well here, Delhi or Chennai or Bangalore or San Francisco or Germany. They are all very well settled. They're doing very well. Why would they go back? That is another question.
No, I'm sure things will change, and
Yes.
there will be developments over there, and coexistence, tolerance, all you would
Yes,
have
that is important.
seen and heard in our program. And they also keep saying that Kashmir is not complete without Kashmiri Pandits. That's what every
Sure.
politician says. Hopefully, I think that will happen soon, and we will see them living there.
When whoever I met with, like the petrol bunk guy, whoever met, I always interact with them, even though he's the Kashmiri roti seller. I talk to them, and individually, they seem to be nice guys. Individually, they want, some people say, yeah, we want harmony, we want peaceful, we want to be happy. I don't know. It's the viewpoint. Bigger government should have the different view, bird's eye views. They have to do different activities on those things. Let's hope.
Just one more thing. You mentioned about the book. You read the book.
Yes.
You watched our program too.
Yes, I watched that program, Vaishnavi, that book,
Rohini Vaishnavi ji.
Rohini Vaishnavi, and then I read the book complete, page by page, and I
This
bought
is a
that book and read the book. Oh yes, and she mentioned about Grama Devata, Graha Devatas, and going from place to place. I can relate. 90s, until then, 80s and 90s, it was very quite similar to, I could relate the scene like a drama. It came in front of my mind. So it was the Srinagar local scenes were like that. I have been taken to the homes of pandits, as well as Musliman professors, for dinner, lunch, all those things. And they offer, since I'm South Brahmin from South, they offer a very special vegetarian cuisine for me. Even the Farooq and Dr. Abdul Ahad Guru, Lakaban, those people, they offer. And those kind of scenes, I can see their houses, and those scenes came to my mind. And another doctor I must mention, Jalaluddin. He was a professor of cardiology in Sherry Kashmir Institute. He was a very good, very leading professor cardiology, and he owns. He still, I'm sure he's still there. He owns saffron field in Pampur. They say the saffron from Pampur has the best quality. They can even beat from Iran or Spanish saffrons. And every time I go there, he give me a bunch of fresh saffron flower and tell Swamiji, that's how he calls me, Swamiji, this is for Shiva. Shiva in Srinagar, in Kashmir, the Hindu Pandits offer saffron flowers to Shiva. So you go and take it and do that. I take it to my Delhi and offered it to my Shiva and something like that. So these are the, I think human individually they are very kind basically. I don't know where it goes wrong.
Yeah, let's hope that things will change and you will visit Kashmir once again and cover those aspects also, what you would
Sure,
have seen earlier in 90s.
sure.
Thank you, Swaminathan,
Thank you very much,
for all the
Shankar. Thank
efforts in your photography. And it was a different side of Kashmir that we saw today. It is very interesting, and thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you all. I hope you all enjoyed. And thank you, Guru Bhayam Namahan, this Sankara Mutt and NDS. And namaste.
Thank you. Well, viewers, this was a different program. We covered a little bit of other side of Kashmir. We have focused so much on the temples, and Swaminathan ji covered the other side of Kashmir that not most of us would have seen. As always, we thank Shankara Mutt channels, Kamakodi.tv and YouTube Kamakodi channels. Dinamalar for the coverage. They keep mentioning about our program. Not forget VDSP for connectivity and online support right from day one. Until we meet next month, Jai Jai Shankara, Hare Hare Shankara.